everybody. This is Jeff Veale, the business guru, coming to you at, are you kidding me? 5 a.m. in the morning. But I'm prepared to do what it takes, guys. You're not. That's why you won't be successful. Anyway, 15 minutes of fame, guys. It's all about our guests. I've got an awesome guest today with a great subject. And you're all going to need what she offers. So reach out. The worst you can do is have a virtual cup of coffee with this lady, and you might be able to help each other. Her name is Jenica Norris. She's a CEO and founder, and the company name is Strategic Sound Consulting. And she specializes in, amongst many things, ADHD, business consulting and coaching. Years in the industry, doing this for a long time, guys. She's always been involved in this. She's one of her pet. Oh, God, oh my. You know what happened, guys? You know what happened? I lost it. I lost the place on my tablet. Oh, come on, Jeff. Wake up to yourself. So we're going to try and get it back. And we got it back. Here we go. How good is that? Now focus. So she's a rebel behind the Strategic Sound Consulting. She helps, big words here, neurodivergent entrepreneurs, that's probably me, transform their scattered brains, that's definitely me, into industry disrupting superpowers. So guys, do you have a superpower? This lady's going to help bring it out for you, right? And she offers group coaching and one-on-one consulting. Key achievements or projects. I've helped 5 clients already get to $500,000 per year. And guys, that's only the start. That's base camp. You can be climbing higher than that. Personal motto or philosophy, your ADHD isn't broken. It's your business superpower waiting to be unleashed. And it's so true because your brain moves around. You've got all these wonderful ideas. You've got to implement them. Right. There's something I didn't know. I'm legally blind. God almighty, here I am asking her to do stuff and she can't see. So legally, I must be able to see a little bit, obviously. That's interesting. You have to tell us that story one day. So it's my great pleasure to welcome to the stage Jenica. How are you, Jenica?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Going awesome. You wouldn't know it was 5 o'clock in the morning. You'd think I was awake, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would think it'd be 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, well, this is my clone, guys. You want to know about how to do a clone? Reach out. I'll tell you how to do it. Tell us about your journey and what inspired you to pursue your current career path. Obviously, nothing stops you. Tell us all about your career path.
Yeah, so I started out working at Microsoft as an executive assistant and then worked all my way up to being a chief of staff and a business manager. And one of the gaps I really noticed in the space was that I was seeing a lot of issues take place before they actually happened. And so I was starting to use my pattern recognition and my hyper focus to help my managers, my VPs kind of make better decisions that were not only on data, but also kind of on experience and just really honing into that pattern recognition. And then about 3 years ago, I decided that I really do love education. And so I went and got my MBA and a kind of concentration in leadership. And so really tailoring to making the best decisions as a leader, but also being a leader that, you know, your direct reports, everyone underneath you wants to follow as well. And then about a year and a half ago, I decided to step away from corporate because it wasn't really providing me value. It wasn't allowing me to show my passions in what I do and really use my skills to the best of my ability. And so took a little bit of a break, a little bit of a hiatus from working to really understand how I wanted to build my business and what I felt really passionate about. And it was, you know, helping entrepreneurs, especially people that think differently than neurotypicals or just people in general. I've also found that a lot of traditional business advice is a little bit outdated just because there's so much more technology that can allow us to be more productive and more efficient. And so January of this year, 2025, I started this company. And it's all about working with people that have different sorts of brains and really allowing them to kind of get to that next step in their business growth.
Love it. Pretty cool. Slow it down just a little bit because you're excited.
Sure.
Guys, this lady hasn't got a job like me. She's got a passion. What we're trying to tell you is, if you're ready, escape the system and find your passion. If you've got a passion, I'm at 5 o'clock in the morning, guys, and I'm working because it's not work. It's a passion. That's why I'm here. What's been the most challenging aspect of your work, Jenica, and how have you overcome that?
I believe for me, it's been building that structure that I feel I need for my success. When you go from corporate and you go to your own time, you're able to work whenever you really want to.
Oh,
And sometimes that unstructured advice or that unstructured time can be very freedom loving, but sometimes we just can't do that. We actually have to work hard and put our knee to the grindstone and really understand that. And so me, what I did is I really mapped out my energy and kind of where I felt the most passion in my business. So for me, that tends to be more of the operations, the marketing, the sales. And then I actually was able to hire someone to kind of do the rest of the admin tasks, just because I knew that I wanted to rely and focus on revenue tasks rather than tasks that could be easily automated or done by someone else.
very clever. See, this girl's got herself a VA. And guys, if you get a VA, why would you clean your own pool, wash your own car, mow your own lawn, etc., unless you love it? I mean, if you don't love it, let someone else do it for $10 an hour while you make $100 an hour. It's really that simple. This girl's on the right track. Tell us about an important moment in your career, that aha moment where you changed direction. What was that all about?
For me, it definitely was leaving the corporate life. I always felt like I wanted to be an entrepreneur. And so one of the ways that I really wanted to showcase that was exactly like I said earlier, is use my passion, my education, my experience, and really tell that story and help other people that didn't have the same experience as I did. And so that's why I really have a big passion around small businesses and entrepreneurs that are just getting started, because a lot of the lessons that I've learned along the way were hard lessons. And so making sure that, I could go be a consultant or a coach for a large corporation and make all of that money, but that's not where my passion lies. It lies within the people that really either have a brick or mortar or they have a service-based company that would thrive with the experience that I have and also the frameworks that I have created as well. And so really making sure that they feel supported, they have access to me, and just making sure that that whole experience is 100 out of 100.
Fantastic. You're doing it well, my friend. In your opinion, what are the key qualities or skills that you believe have contributed to your amazing success so far?
I think the top three would be attention to detail. I feel like I wouldn't have been able to really understand my pattern recognition if it wasn't for that. I think being very resourceful as well, knowing when to actually ask for help in my business rather than having that overwhelm and wanting to just do everything by myself. You can do everything by yourself, but you tend to burn out a lot faster. And it's just not consistent, and you're not going to have that energy to continue if you burn yourself out right away. The third thing would honestly just be to network as much as possible and really kind of come into your own. Previous to this whole experience and to my company, I wasn't typically the person that would have to speak a lot in meetings. And so making sure that my public speaking skills were improved, making sure that I felt a lot more comfortable in front of the camera, I feel like has provided me with a lot more just confidence overall and how I portray myself to, the regular world, but also the business world as well.
You're doing awesome, my friend. You really are. Tell me, I want to know your secrets. How do you stay motivated and continue, as you've been doing, to innovate in your marvelous field? What do you do? What's the secrets there?
Honestly, I believe that it is that energy management. It's that time management where I really find those structures and make sure that I follow them. As someone that has ADHD, we're prone to not wanting to fall into that structure, but kind of going against the grain on that and saying my brain sometimes doesn't know what it's talking about, and sometimes our reptilian parts of our brain gets the best of us and we fear things that we shouldn't. And so really relying on that. And then I think also utilizing tools, productivity tools, timers, things like that to really kind of set that expectation. The final thing too is creating blocks or days where you do certain tasks has helped me tremendously. So I do every Monday is my CEO day, where it's social media, it's finance, it's marketing, and then I work with my VA to make sure everything's set. And then Tuesday through Thursday is my consulting, my free calls, my paid calls, things like that. And then Friday sometimes is more recording or, outreach or going business to business in my local area, just to make sure that they know that I'm here. And if they do need any help, I'm more than happy to help them.
You're an amazing woman. See what she does, guys. She turns up. That's the secret, guys. Turn up. You'll be successful, I kid you not, if you turn up. That's what she does every week. She turns up. And like McDonald's, think about it, guys. McDonald's have got billions, that's with a B, of dollars they make, with 15-year-olds running the show. And the mother can't get them to clean their bedroom. What's the difference? McDonald's, just like Gemma here, they've got a system. So you need a system. Reach out to Miss Lay. She'll tell you all about systems, right? Tell us a recent project amongst your many or achievement that you're particularly proud of. Tell us one of your stories.
So I just wrapped up a coaching kind of project with a lady named Sarah. She owned a marketing agency, and one of the things that she came with to me was that she felt like her energy was being depleted. She wasn't getting any dopamine from her tasks, and a lot of the completed tasks were going out the window because she just didn't want to do them. And so we went through a actual extended coaching experience with her. We actually worked with her for 6 months, and kind of the takeaways from that and kind of the results that we got is that she was able to go from $250,000 a year to $500,000 in revenue. A second point would be that she felt like she actually was able to use her brain for better business decisions and not just making impulsive decisions. They were actually ones that were backed with data and understanding of what her business should look like and what the industry was also looking at as well. I think the final thing too was really creating those systems, not only on paper, but in her brain, so that if she did feel overwhelmed, there's a concept called the traffic light, where depending on where you're feeling, you might need to step away from, the task or the decision that you're trying to make, go outside, go take a walk or go eat, and then kind of come back to that. Yep. And then the red is like, give it a couple of days to really sit and think on it, or go ask, other business owners how they would navigate that same situation. Because we all sometimes fall into that trap of wanting to make all of the decisions by ourselves, but sometimes our network is a lot bigger. And so really relying on people that might have a different perspective or might see things differently than you do, that might also be kind of the final block that moves you from, working on that task to completing that task.
I love that. I was thinking about the traffic lights. You're at the traffic lights, guys, and you're stopped. And Gemma here said, just get outside. So just leave your car there and go for a walk. No, I was only kidding.
Yeah.
But guys, you don't have to be full on every day. Some days you're not feeling it. Take a break. Take a break. No one knows. Take a break. Have a cup of coffee. Go for a walk. Relax. Take the dog for a walk. Whatever. And then come back stronger and better than ever. Pace yourself, guys. When you got, like Sam has, when you got freedom, it's so darn good because you can choose when you work, how you work, and who you work with, and that's important. Mm-hmm. The ultimate, guys, freedom. It's not about the money; it's about making memories, and that's what freedom does for you. It's fantastic. What advice would you give a 20-year-old comes to you, one of your nieces or someone you know, and says, "Oh, look, I'm not sure. I just finished uni. I got my piece of paper. What will I do with myself?" What would you tell them?
You're never going to be fully ready. So if you have an idea, start from there and create either a business plan or create something, or even just a list of all of your different ideas. But you're never going to feel fully ready. And I always like to say the sooner the better, because you never know who you could meet, what you could experience. And like both of us have said, having that freedom when the world is such a place for freedom and understanding that is so important. So you're never going to be ready, but go and do it anyways, because part of owning a business is experiencing that failure of wanting to do something a little bit different. So never be afraid, and you're never going to be ready enough, but go and do it anyway.
Follow your dreams, guys. And I'd add to that, get a mentor. Reach out to someone like Jenica. She's obviously very approachable. Reach out to someone like Jenica. Have a chat. Tell her what you want to do. And she'll guide you and give you some ideas about structure and about systems, etc., just like she's done. And think about it, guys. You're building a house, right? You got the foundation guy, you got the guy that puts the walls up, you got the roofer, you got the plumber, the carpenter, the carpet layer, the electrician, the painter, the landscaper. There's 18 people to build a house. And here you are trying to build a business by yourself. That doesn't make any sense. Reach out to someone like Jenica and she'll show you the right direction. We can actually, she just doubled a lady's business in 6 months. What could she do for you? Think about it, guys. Those big, I was seeing a movie the other day and I saw a super yacht worth $100 million owned by one man. I thought, I wonder how he got there. And I tell you, he didn't do it himself. He did it with a team. So Get a team, guys. Get a team, slowly but surely, and be Mr. or Mrs. Big enough. You don't have to burn out. Be Mr. or Mrs. Big enough. Whatever you think your dream is, just keep going bit by bit. Right. Tell me, looking ahead, you're at base camp at the moment, climbing that mountain like all of us. What are your goals and aspirations for the future, Jenica?
I think over the next 12 months, I want to kind of have three main goals here. So I think automate more of the business, not from, the genuine human touches, because I want to keep those as much as possible, especially for the clients that I do serve. Number two, I want to reach a 250,000 revenue in the next 12 to 18 months. I think the final goal too is to really showcase what is inside here and what's inside my brain and not be afraid. I'm still very much working on that every single day. Knowing that my experience, my education, all of that is here, but just applying that and being genuine, because that's a part of my whole business. And so making sure that I continue to portray that and also help as many clients as I can.
Fantastic. You're as authentic as it gets, Jenica. You're the real deal. Tell me, how can people watching this wonderful podcast, for our listeners, find out more about you and your amazing services? What's the best way?
Yeah, so it's either on Instagram, so at Strategic Sound Consulting, or on my website at www.strategicsoundconsulting.com. I also do have an email, but all of that can be found on my website as well. But those are probably the two best places to find me that I have a touch point, every 4 to 6 hours too. So I'm always available too, and people can contact me at their leisure as well.
I imagine you're on LinkedIn as well, am I right?
Yep.
Many of our audience.
And I'm just under Jenica Norris on LinkedIn as well.
Pretty easy, guys. Pretty easy. And guys, think about it. 15 minutes of fame. It's all about you. We want you to come on the show, just like Jenica. It was like talking to a friend, because a TV commercial would set you back about $20,000. And what happens? The commercial comes on. People are hungry. They jump up, grab a hot dog or a burger, or go to the toilet. They miss the whole darn thing. You have radio spots in your city going to cost you between $3,000 and $5,000 for 10 radio spots. That's all you get. And they play them at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning when people like me are awake, but other people are asleep, right? Come on, 15 minutes of fame, and we'll put you across Reddit, Quora, LinkedIn, Facebook, our Facebook group with 6,500 members, and YouTube with all your social media links. The whole thing's made into a mini movie. It's evergreen. You can keep promoting it. It's all about you for the next 12 months. So, and put you in front of hundreds of prospects, just like Jenica's done today for herself. Before we wrap it up, tell us a fun fact about yourself that most people do not know.
In high school, I threw javelin and shot put.
Fantastic. Were you good at javelin? You didn't spear anybody?
I did not spear anybody, but I went to state championships 3 out of the 4 years I was in high school. So it was a lot of fun.
Fantastic. Good on you, my friend. You've been an awesome guest. I really appreciate you being on the show today. Any last words?
Thank you for having me. No, thank you for having me. It was a really great experience and a great conversation.
Fantastic. Thanks for that.